Hello folks, here we are. We're taking a look at a Chrysler Buccaneer that someone has installed a bulkhead in for the spinnaker snout and furling line. There's a lot of different ways to go about doing this. The right one is the one that you can do yourself and doesn't break. That's your primary role. If it doesn't break, it's a good one. If it breaks, it's a bad one. So that's all there is to it. Anybody tells you anything otherwise, tell them to bugger off, because all that really matters is that it does or doesn't break. So this one is a good one. It hasn't broken. It's been in use in this boat for quite a few years. I didn't install this. This came with the boat, and it's been through a couple of owners, and it's held up pretty good. This is a 1/4 inch thick plate of aluminum. It's just sawn. Aluminum's great, mod aluminum, because you can get it pretty inexpensively. It's pretty resistant to corrosion and can be sawn with the tools that most folks have in their garage: jigsaw, handsaw, router, something like that, band saws. You've got a piece of angled aluminum here on both sides to bolt it together. You could save yourself a hassle and just bolt this straight through to the hull. It looks like they did, so that's bolted through to the hull, good and strong. There's a wood backer plate there. It's fiberglass in place, but you can tell since the bolts go through the hull, this is really just a spacer, which is good, because the fiberglass job the person did isn't the best. If I were doing this, I would probably use chopped strand mat and polyester resin. That way I can get it wet out real good and blend it into the hull real good. This person looks like they used, obviously used a woven glass, probably an epoxy. Epoxies are really strong and great for DIY projects, but you're using this type of cloth. It's really difficult to get a good adhesion around those complex curves. So that's why I like chopped strand in that situation. And if you're using chopped strand mat, then you have to use a polyester or vinyl ester resin. You can't really use epoxy. Now the attachment here, you can see, let me put that camera down inside there. See, they've got a stainless steel shackle, just connects there. The system is not bad. Personally, I would run a stainless steel tang up above here and then seal that. So just bolt a stainless steel tang, flat piece of metal, to come up above the deck. That way I could seal it off better, so there's not a hole here. But again, that works. So that's the system that works pretty well for us. Other options you can do: you can make this bulkhead out of marine grade plywood, or just a high quality plywood that's sealed pretty well, painted and sealed. You could make lay up the whole thing out of fiberglass. It would be really good as well. Heck, you put a piece of 2x4 in there and wrap a stainless steel tang around it to support this. Whatever you do, make sure it's strong, because again, like I said at the beginning, the good system is a system that doesn't break, and a bad system is one that does break. Another tip while we're looking at it here, you can see that these old Chryslers came with an eye here on the bow, and you can see this one's all mangled. That's a pretty useless piece of equipment. While you have this thing out of here, take that guy out and glass it over, because it's just a thing for stuff to get snagged on. You don't need it. You can tie, if you build a good strong point here, you can use a rope around here to serve as your bow eye, and we'll solve all the problems you need. So just get rid of this piece of junk and save it for something else, scrap metal, I don't know. But definitely, you can see the wood that's in there anyway isn't even any good anymore. So I would get rid of that mess altogether. You don't need it. Tie a loop of rope around here to give yourself an eye to pull your boat up with when you want it. And that's it. So happy sailing, folks.